It is believed that when Earth was born, it was a world of fire with oceans of lava, looking like a hellscape. The video explains that 4.6 billion years ago, the solar system had no planets or sun, only a giant cloud of gas and dust called the solar nebula. This cloud began to collapse due to gravity after a nearby star exploded. As the cloud collapsed and spun faster, its center became incredibly hot, giving birth to the sun. A disk of dust formed around the young sun, known as the protoplanetary disk. Dust particles within this disk collided over millions of years, first forming rocks and then the rocky planets like Earth. The newly formed Earth was not the world we know today. Its temperature exceeded 12,000 degrees Celsius, and it was a molten world waiting to cool down. The young Earth was about 10% smaller than it is today and did not have a moon. Approximately 4.5 billion years ago, a Mars-sized planet named Theia collided with Earth at an immense speed, estimated to be over 9 kilometers per second. The collision was so violent that half of Earth's surface was thrown into space, and the material formed a ring orbiting Earth. This material eventually coalesced to form the Moon. When the Moon was first formed, it was extremely close to Earth, only about 22,500 kilometers away. Earth initially had no liquid water because it was too hot for it to exist. The collision with Theia caused Earth to become a molten ball again, which began to cool down and was subsequently bombarded by asteroids for millions of years during a period known as the Late Heavy Bombardment. During the LHB, asteroids and comets disturbed by the outer planets, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, rained down on Earth. These celestial bodies contained ice, which melted and began to collect as water on Earth's surface. This process also increased Earth's size by 10–20%. An atmosphere is an essential blanket of gases that maintains the planet's temperature, protects against harmful solar radiation, and prevents gases and water from escaping into space. Early gases on Earth escaped due to a lack of a strong atmosphere. Around 4.4 billion years ago, intense volcanic activity began during the Hadean, named after Hades, the Greek god of the underworld. Gases released from the massive lava flows were held by Earth's gravity, forming the planet's first stable atmosphere. This atmosphere allowed the water from the asteroids to collect and condense, creating our oceans and rivers. The video stresses that every drop of water on Earth came from space. For the atmosphere to remain, it needs protection. The video cites Mars as an example of a planet that lost its atmosphere and oceans because it lost its magnetic field. A magnetic field is an invisible force created by a magnet. Earth's magnetic field is generated by the continuous movement of molten iron in its core. This field acts as a shield, repelling dangerous solar winds from the sun and preventing them from stripping away our atmosphere. The question of how life began on Earth is one of the deepest and most fascinating mysteries in science. Here is the detailed explanation, primarily focusing on the prevailing scientific theory. The most accepted theory suggests that life originated from non-living matter on Earth, a process called abiogenesis. This process is thought to have occurred between 3.8 and 4 billion years ago, just as the Earth was beginning to cool. When the oceans formed, they contained common chemical elements like carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. Energy was necessary to kickstart life. This energy came from three main sources: intense electrical discharges from the atmosphere, heat and chemicals found deep in the ocean floor, radiation coming from the sun. With the help of these energy sources, the simple chemicals in the ocean water combine to form amino acids. Amino acids are the fundamental building blocks of life, which form proteins. Scientists believe this process was most active near hydrothermal vents, hot springs in the deep ocean, where there was a constant supply of heat and chemicals. The first genetic material, the RNA world. The next step after amino acids was the formation of genetic material. Life needed an instruction manual to replicate itself and evolve. Most scientists hypothesize that RNA, ribonucleic acid, formed first. This is known as the RNA world theory. RNA is simpler than DNA and could perform dual functions, storing information and catalyzing reactions. When these simple RNA molecules became enclosed, trapped, within a lipid membrane, small oily barriers, they took the shape of the first cells. Around 3.5 billion years ago, the first prokaryotes, simple cells without a nucleus, emerged. These tiny microbes were the first life forms on Earth. Some of them, like the organisms forming stromatolites, began using sunlight to produce oxygen, photosynthesis. This crucial final step fundamentally changed Earth's atmosphere, creating the necessary conditions for the later development of complex life such as humans. Dear friends, please subscribe to our channel for more similar videos.